Good morning and thanks for joining us on the Daybreak News. I am Abimbola Daybreak. The Bishop of Ekiti Anglican Diocese, Most Reverend Olushola Ajayi, has described the world as vanity, urging Nigerians to shun greed and corruption to be worthy on Judgment Day. He gave the charge during the funeral service of late Olori Esther Adegboye, mother of Ekiti State Deputy Governor Kinlo Amonisade Afuye, at St. Luke's Anglican Church, Uru, Ikere, Ekiti. The event was attended by Governor Biodun Oyèbánjí and top government functionary, where they bid the late Olori Adegboye farewell. And ahead of the 2026 governorship election, politicians in Ekiti State have been advised to embrace responsible issue-based politics free of bitterness, falsehood, and blackmail. The call was made by the state chairman of the Conference of Nigerian Political Parties, CNPP, Pastor Victor Akinola, at a press briefing in Ado-Ekiti. DSS reporter Toba Babalola completes today's story.
Pastor Akinola declared that the umbrella body of the all political parties would not remain silent while certain groups attempt to mislead the public with falsehoods and distorted facts for political gain. He condemned a recent press conference organized by promoters of the group, Mega, describing it as a deliberate distortion of facts and an unsuccessful attempt to distract Governor Biodun Oyèbánjí, whose administration has transformed the state's fortunes through measurable progress across sectors.
When lies, falsehood, half-truths, and misrepresentation of facts are left unchallenged, there is a high risk of them being believed and taken as the gospel truth by the unsuspecting members of the public who are consumers of news on the print media, electronic media, internet, and social media platforms. As responsible and patriotic citizens of the state, we are compelled to debunk the lies shown out by the trio of Abimbola Olawumi, Motunde Fajuyi, and Benga Baba.
The CNPP chairman emphasized that the positive impacts of the Oyèbánjí government is evident throughout Ekiti State, particularly in the execution of a 6-point agenda. He stressed the need to correct the record, accusing members of Mega, many of whom he claimed are non-residents, of criticizing their homeland from a distance.
The recent press conference addressed by promoters of Mega can be best described as a tissue of lies, cocktail of falsehood, salad of blackmail, and blatant misrepresentation, distortion of facts. They are not in tune with the reality on ground, and that is why they have stayed outside to throw stones at their father's land, and we are in receipt of incredible intelligence that they are being sponsored by politicians.
Highlighting key achievements of the governor, Pastor Akinola cited school and hospital renovations, improved access to public services, employment of thousands of youths in education and civil service, quality health care delivery, youth engagement in agriculture, and major road infrastructure projects, including alternative routes for travelers to Ondo, Oyo, Osun, and Lagos states. He noted that efforts are ongoing to repair federal roads within the states.
The CNP also wishes to state that the present administration of the state has provided employment for thousands of youths through recruitment into civil service, teaching service, other government services, fire services, Amotekun corps, agro rangers, anti-grazing marshals, while thousands of youths are also engaged through the Bring Back the Youth into Agriculture scheme in 3 clusters across the state to boost food security.
Affirming Governor Oyèbánjí's commitments to transparency, the CNPP chairman dismissed allegations of fund mismanagement as baseless and imaginary. Toba Babalola reporting.
The state government says that the present administration will continue to provide alternative livelihood for persons or groups whose properties were affected by the implementation of Ekiti Knowledge Zone project. Governor Biodun Oyèbánjí made the statement while presenting checks to 195 persons affected by project within Ado and Ijon, Ekiti. Government House reporter Yemi Olajutemu has the details.
Governor Ebandiwo highlighted the critical importance of the knowledge zone to tackling various challenges of the state, including unemployment, market for creativity, wealth creation, and human capital development, thanked the community leaders and affected people for embracing dialogue and giving space for the development projects in the state. He noted that the facilities around the zone, including the International Cargo Airport, the Ring Road, among others, will spur the state to rapid growth.
As a state celebrated for its intellectual capital, you are choosing to leverage this unique strength to drive inclusive economic growth and create a vibrant hub for innovation and service-driven investments. DKZ is projected to deliver over 14,000 jobs, particularly for youth, a clear test toward tackling employment, unemployment, and building a sustainable future for generations yet to come.
The governor thanked the African Development Bank and the federal government for lifting the financial burden of the projects from the state government. Oyebanju thereafter applauded the State Development and Investment Promotion Agency, EDIPA, overseeing the projects, assured the people that all communities in the state will continue to enjoy dividends of democracy.
Let me reiterate our institution will commitment to transparent and inclusive government. We will continue to uphold processes that respect the rights and contributions of all stakeholders while ensuring that the benefits of development are shared across every corner of our beloved state.
Also, the project coordinator of Ekiti Knowledge Zone and Director General, EDIPA, Mrs. Lolade Ubutola, lauded the administration for its transparency and ensuring that no community and persons are left behind in the development of the state.
This event reflects the commitment of the administration to ensure that the development of Ekiti leaves no one behind. And thank you, Mr. Governor of the State, Mr. Abiodun Abayomi, for your first person, the people's approach to governance, and for making sure that communities' welfare remains at the heart of this movement.
The Onejo of Ekiti, Obadebanje Aladisri, on behalf of the beneficiaries, described the knowledge zone as complete solution to the problems of the state.
Is a complete solution to the problem that we have in Nigeria, both technological, physical, intellectual, and so many others. And I'm happy that we have a government that is doing this in it, because we call ourselves the intellectual giants in Nigeria. The knowledge zone is very, very important for our Mr. Governor.
Yemi Olajutemu reporting.
The wife of the state governor, Dr. Olayemi Abiodun Oyebanji, says that law enforcement is not enough to fight against illicit drug consumption in Nigeria, but the education and empowerment of individuals struggling with addiction. Dr. Abiodun Oyebanji gave the advice at a ceremony to commemorate this year's World Drug Day in Ekiti State. The First Lady, represented by the Director General of the Bureau of Civic Orientation and Citizenship, Mrs. Olawumi Famuyiwa, reiterated the state government commitment to advocacy, community engagement and support for the rehabilitation and reintegration of drug-dependent individuals. She explained that her office was particularly proud of the partnership with the NDLA. In the previous year, we saw the provision of logistic welfare packages and engagement with stakeholders. The former registrar of Ekiti State University, Dr. Omojola Awoshosi, has identified poor infrastructure, inadequate staffing, and bureaucracy as major challenges facing the healthcare system. Dr. Awoshosi, who was a guest speaker at a training on communication and disclosure at the College of Nursing Sciences Auditorium in Daybreak, advised clinicians to improve listening skills, maintaining confidentiality, share information appropriately, and respect social distance. Another speaker, consultant psychiatrist Dr. Lateef Oluwole, emphasized the importance of communication and disclosure in media practice, urging adherence to standard procedures and advising healthcare workers to be friendly and kind to clients. Earlier, the Chief Medical Director of the State University Teaching Hospital, Professor Kayode Olabanji, commended staff for improved disposition and patient care. Professor Olabanji said the hospital's services are comparable to other top tertiary institutions in Nigeria and urged staff to communicate clearly with clients for better cooperation and escalate issues to appropriate personnel when necessary. The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board has expressed concern over the low turnout of candidates reprinting their notification slips for the upcoming Makeup Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. In a statement by spokesperson Fabian Benjamin, the board revealed that only a small fraction of the scheduled candidates had completed the slip printing process. JAMB appealed to affected candidates, particularly those who missed their main UTME, to take immediate action in order not to miss the rare opportunity. The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, has reportedly resigned from his position. Ganduje, a former governor of Kano State, cited health reasons for his decision, stating that he needs to focus on his well-being. Ganduje's resignation is with immediate effect, according to an health post by former media aide to ex-President Muhammadu Buhari, Bashir Ahmad. The Forum of Social Democratic Party chairman threw their weight behind the recent suspension of the party's national chairman, Shehu Gabam, describing it as a necessary step to cleanse the party and uphold its core values of transparency and internal democracy. Speaking on behalf of the 36 state chairman at a press conference in Abuja, the forum chairman Femi Olaniyi dismissed rumors of internal crisis and emphasized that the party remains united in its mission to offer Nigerians as a credible political alternative. The forum reiterated its support for the National Working Committee's decision to suspend Kabam, along with the National Auditor Clarkson Unadi and National Youth Leader Ogbonna Shukuma. And the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, has urged the Federal High Court in Abuja to release his international passport to enable him to travel abroad for a medical check-up. Bello is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on allegation of money laundering amounting to over 80 billion naira. During the resumed hearing, the defendant lead counsel, Daud Hassan, filed an application requesting the retrieval of Bello travel document, citing the defendant's medical needs. However, the prosecution counsel told the court that they are opposing the application and a counter affidavit has been filed to these effects. The House of Representatives has constituted an ad hoc committee to investigate the federal government implementation of the compressed natural gas policy across the country. Speaking at an event in Abuja, the chairman of the committee, Ahmadu Jahar, said that the tasks of the committee include assessing the safety, viability and sustainability of the CNG policy in Nigeria. He pledged the readiness of the committee to engage relevant agencies of government, international oil companies and other stakeholders to ensure that the nation's policy on CNG meets global best practices. Ahead of the forthcoming by-election in 12 states, as well as the Anambra governorship election and next year's area council poll in the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), the federal government has warned politicians against resorting to violence and malpractices. National Security Advisor Malano Ribadu ended the warning in Abuja at the second regular consultative meeting of the Inter-Agency Consultative Committee on Election Security hosted by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), warning that it will calm down hard on erring politicians who might want to test its might. Government said it would intensify intelligence efforts to monitor and preempt any threats to the election and to enable real-time proactive measures. The federal government has assured the public that Nigerians living in Iran remain safe despite recent security concerns in the region. This reassurance came through the Nigerian Diaspora Commission and Nigerian Embassy in Tehran. The chairman of NIDCOM, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, reiterated the government commitment to the safety and welfare of Nigerians abroad. Justice Miweta of the High Court in Nairobi, Kenya, has declared the abduction, detention, and subsequent rendition to Nigerian of the Biafra nation agitator Nnamdi Kanu as illegal and unlawful. The judge held that the rendition carried out in June 2021 was a gross violation of the fundamental right of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. In a 13-page judgment delivered on June 24, Justice Miweta held that the action of both the Kenya and Nigerian government amounted to gross violation of Kanu's fundamental human rights as protected by their respective constitutions. To sport, former Super Falcons head coach Randy Wardrum has backed the team to win the title at the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations. The nighttime champions are among the 12 teams that will compete for the title in Morocco next month. Wardrum was in charge when the Super Falcons finished fourth at the last edition of the competition, also hosted by Morocco. The American former assistant Justin Madugu is currently in charge of the team. Madugu has selected 13 players from the squad Wardrum to Morocco in 2022. And that's it on the Daybreak News. Thanks for watching.
Television, taking you further.